Hello, welcome back to the Coleman channel. This is just a little, I guess, state of the channel video, what's going on with Coleman and all that stuff, where's the channel going and all that shit, because we're like a week into 2022 and this seems like a thing that people do when they go, right, this is where the channel is for the new year and all that stuff. So I'm going to do that as well. Obviously, Klman has been very much up, down, here, there, and everywhere when it comes to content over the last couple of years. It's mostly just because I've basically been struggling to try and find exactly what I want to do with the channel content-wise that I think is like bringing something new and interesting and different to the table, and is also just interesting for people to watch, and something that also interests me and it gives me the satisfaction and the drive and the enjoyment of making content and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, YouTube isn't like the be all end all thing. I'm not trying to break out into the YouTube scape and become a massive dude who does all that kind of stuff. One, because I think it seems like a real torturous thing to make content. I mean, I don't know. YouTube just seems like a real pain in the arse to deal with in terms of like making revenue and stuff. But then, there's all sorts of different pathways for that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The point is, I'm not trying to be a big YouTuber or anything like that. I just like being creative and making creative content and stuff and talk about stuff that interests me. So yeah, basically been very much everywhere with that kind of thing. So basically I just want to basically lay it out with what I'm going to do or what I would like to do starting off pretty much on the back end of 2021 there, and what I would like to continue doing in 2022 that you can look forward to. First of all, I think it's probably pretty obvious by now. For those of you who have been watching the channel for a while, or for those of you who are brand new, who might just want to know about this, I am no longer part of the big several-man YouTube entity known as Soup Group, which was the YouTube channel that me and my friends came together to make all the way back in like 2019. Basically just I called it quits. Probably near the end of last year. I've pretty much just been like a month now or something. I'm over a month or a little bit longer since all that went down. No bad blood or anything like that. Nothing untoward or anything for the most part. I'm still good friends with a good few of them and all that kind of stuff. And we would maybe like to make content on separate avenues at some point. I don't know. Wouldn't be in the YouTube scape anyway. Maybe some sort of streaming or something like. Oh, everyone wants to do something different, but basically, I just kind of decided it was time for me to leave. After nearly like about 2 years of working on the channel and stuff and being a big part of it. It was pretty much me and Sammy, my good friend Sammy, that were pretty much running the boat, man in the helm at that point in time. But it just kind of stagnated for a while and nothing was really happening. There was a lot of idea talk, but not a lot of like execution or anything. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. And I basically decided I just kind of want to go out and work on Coleman stuff like I was trying to do while doing Soup, which I did. But now, if nothing's really going to happen with Soup Group at that time, or what it felt like at that time, I'd rather just drop out and just focus on me and focus on Coleman and the stuff that I've kind of been wanting to do, or at least probably think about what I might like to do with Coleman, and that's what's happened there. But I don't know what's going to happen with the channel. I think Subgroup is effectively defunct at this point in time, but the channel's still there if you want to look at some of the old content and stuff. But as it was me and Sammy for the most part that were running the ship, I'm sure he has a lot of different ideas where he would want to take himself. I don't know if anything's going to happen with the Subgroup entity, but that's just a side anyway to let you all know what's going on with that. For what I'm doing online in terms of like content production and just like being an entity online and stuff like that, obviously, like as you may already know, I've been doing a lot of streaming on Twitch with Coleman Live. You've probably seen the archive streams and stuff. That's absolutely something I'm going to be keeping up doing because I love doing it. It's a good laugh. Hopefully as the years go on, because that's how long I would like to do it. I'd really love to expand wherever we are at that point in time. I'd really like to push the boy and expand and do some crazier streamy stuff. There's a lot of really good streamers out there do a lot of really interesting stuff with their platform. Like the one that springs to mind of me is like Jeremy's Dollhouse or something. Jeremy's a fantastic, hilarious streamer who really pushed the boundaries of like online content and doing something that a lot of people aren't doing. And like collaborating with other people and, you know, outreach and engagement with people that are watching and stuff. It's very fascinating, and it's very much groundbreaking and pushing out the boundaries of what you can do with a live stream, essentially, especially on a platform like that. And it's the sort of thing that I'm quite fascinated by, but you know, that's way out, way into the future, I would imagine. Right now I'm very much happy with you know, building a community, gaming, and doing all sorts of different stuff. There's stuff that interests me, which has been quite good because a lot of people have been coming out to follow and stuff. Thank you very much for that. Who have been into different things that I've been doing on the channel, different games I've been playing, and you know, it's been good. Basically, yes, I want to keep doing streaming. I'm going to keep doing that. That'll be a thing that I do with Klman Live from now on. Like I said, I don't know if that's not necessarily all my eggs in one basket situation. I'm not trying to become a massive Twitch streamer or anything like that. I'm just trying to build some sort of online community, I guess, and make a following and all that kind of stuff. You can all keep up to date with what I'm doing, and maybe I can provide some sort of thing for the community and stuff like that. Speaking of that kind of thing, what I'm talking about there is like services and stuff like that. Obviously I've been doing content creation for a good couple of years, and now professionally for like for about the past half a year of Studio FV, and I would like to be able to provide those kind of things for people in the future on a more professional basis, lending assistance to people who need like video editing services done, voiceover services done, graphic art design services, idea generation. That's all the kind of thing that I'd like to do. Not necessarily for a career, but you know, in the terms of like, you know, building that online presence and making like some sort of profit generation on the down low for a while. That's the kind of thing that I'd be quite interested in doing. So I'm gonna try and get a bit more outreach for that kind of thing over this next year. So I guess I need to try and make some sort of show reel for stuff that I've done. But if that's something that would be enticing to you, if you're ever looking, anyone who's watching this video needs like editing services or voiceover and stuff like that, I can provide some sort of portfolio of stuff that I've done professionally and on my own. But yeah, that's the kind of thing that like in terms of like making money, that's the thing that I'd be quite interested in doing at some point, and a thing that I'm trying to do, and I think I'm planning on pushing out a bit more this year. And in terms of making stuff for YouTube, obviously I've been like very much all over the place for the past like 3 years or something. Pretty much everything that you've seen up to now is like, it's gone. I'm not really bothering with it now. I'm trying to clean slate this shit. I tried that once already, and that was with the KTV thing. If anyone watched that before, the pilot episode for KTV, which is like a big project show, video essay hybrid thing that I was trying to concoct. And it's still something I'm quite interested in, but I don't think I'm in the capacity I'm in the capacity right now to make it as good as I'd like it to be. I feel like it needs to be it's a much more of a high concept thing that wouldn't really work the way I was doing it there. I was more just kind of like a proof of concept, I suppose, which is what the video was in the first place. But it's not something I'm interested in pursuing right now. Sometime in the future, maybe, but not now. And that's kind of how I did the big reset thing there with the channel and stuff that I kind of took back. Yeah, I was really trying to build I was pretty much trying to make the whole channel based on this KTV idea, because I thought this could be like the main body of work that Coleman is all about, but obviously that didn't quite pan out, and you may have noticed it's a bit of a pattern, at least with me, when it comes to like coming up with ideas I really get fixated on and really want to run with it and make it happen and stuff, and then it just doesn't quite pan out the way I wanted it to, and I kind of realised that it's not really the thing that I'd want to do for like for the entirety of the channel or anything like that. You know, stuff like creative process, which was that daily diary thing that was just absolutely awful. I did a channel update back in January of last year, which is pretty much like that's unlisted as well. That's just none of that's like going to be happening either. There was a Left 4 Dead video I done a while ago that you know, is kind of actually on the line of what I would want to do, because I'm a big fan of video essays. It's like pretty much my favourite type of content on YouTube. It's informative, it's engaging, it's interesting. It's got a great deal of substance to it because it's quite teaches you a lot about something, and it's part of the long thread. And the long thread is something online where basically there is because there's so many people online looking for something that it doesn't matter how niche a thing needs to be, there will be a following for it and people will be interested in it. And I'm one of these guys that is very interested in niche things, and therefore the video essay is something that's quite appealing to me, and it's something I'd quite like to do. And I guess I was kind of like a toe dip into that kind of content avenue. Stupid fucking gaming is something I've said is basically not happening anymore either. I've kind of just kept it public now. For now, I'll probably go away once I start rolling out the stuff I'm really wanting to do for the channel, but they're there for now. Just to give you an idea of the kind of stuff I've been doing the past year. And then, Claudio is one that I'm pretty stuck on right now because it's something I'm very interested in doing. Some of them are like some of my most proud videos I'm the most proud of and stuff like that, and I feel like I could do them a lot better now as well. But I just don't know where they'd fit with the content I'm wanting to do on the channel yet. But the ones I've done are still there for you to look at, but I don't know what exactly is going to happen with them. All I know is it's something I'd like to do still. I just don't know where it'd fit and why I would do it and all that, because one thing that I mentioned in the old update video was like the creativity, the concept, the thing is probably something I'm greatly interested in. The practice of it, the application of it, how it basically isn't everything. Nothing would exist without some creative thinking and development, and particularly the creative side of making worlds and media and movies and shows and games and making things come to life is something I'm all about, and it's something about any kind of creative process, and business is something that I would like to get into essentially, and that's kind of the thing I would like to focus on in this channel is the application of creativity, the creative process and all that kind of stuff. And I guess Claudio kind of comes into that in a way, but I don't know. I'm not too sure, but that's the thing that I'm interested in doing. And then there's just dumb throwaway stuff like collection. I'm going to try to do reviews and stuff. That's definitely not happening again, but they're still there for you to watch for right now. Basically, the main thing that I'd like to say in terms of what I'm going to be doing with the channel is I've got ideas in mind again, and basically what's just going to happen is I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to work on it and work on it and work on this one singular thing that I'd like to try and do, and I think if I'm right, and I hope to fucking God I am, it'll be good and I'll be happy with it, and I think that's, if it does work out the way I'd like it to, it's kind of what I'd like to focus on and make my big thing on the channel. Obviously there's stuff like behind the process, which is exactly the kind of thing that I'm talking about in terms of what I'm interested in and want to do for the channel. Behind the scenes and the making of things and all that sort of stuff is definitely something I want to keep up in terms of talking to the camera about stuff, really. And then the main thing that I'm working on right now is something I don't want to give too much away on, but this thing is the thing that I'd like to make the main centerpiece of the whole channel. And if it works, obviously I'm going to have to keep working on it, and it's something I want to work on. Excuse me. But yeah, basically stay tuned for that. I don't know when it's going to get done, but I'm not keeping myself on any kind of a timeline because, I'm not marching to the algorithm or anything like that. And, I'm still, it's always me trying to be, beat myself up for not being productive and stuff, but I'm working on stuff, and I know I'm working on stuff. I've got the Twitch channel and all that kind of thing. And then by the process, I'm basically always working on things to make the channel better and build it up and establish its identity and stuff like that. So that's going to be getting worked on, and it's coming together, and once it's here you'll see it, and if it all works out and I like it and it's good, then we'll continue with that, because I've got many different ideas and things to talk about for this particular project that I am working on. Other than that, there are other things I would like to do, like there's a podcast concept I'm working on with one of my friends, which you will soon hopefully see about soon. Again, not giving too much away on that. And it's basically just amassing all these different series on the channel that are all kind of focusing on this idea of the creative process and creativity and creative media and making things as kind of the thing, like behind the process, talk about the making of things. This podcast will probably be focused on creative media. And the big project, which you'll see soon, I'm not going to give anything away with that, but you can probably tell it's going to be going along with this theme and this focus of which the channel is on. And obviously the Twitch channel, I guess you could call that just like the stupid fucking gaming thing now. It's just me having fun, engaging with community, bringing people in to watch and have a good time in a chat, and I just play away, and then I just love all that thing. I love building the community up, and having this whole nerve center, I guess, of like streaming and making stuff. I'm real proud of all the assets and stuff that I've used, and the look of the channel is definitely there, and it's a vibe and stuff. It's exactly what I'm all about, and that's what I love about it. It's got a vibe, a feel, it's fun, it's welcoming, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm doing when I'm not working on stuff for the channel, which takes a while. And then obviously I want to try and get the social medias a bit more tighter together. Like the Facebook is where I want to be doing my more professional engagements, like what I mentioned in terms of the voice acting and the editing services and all that kind of stuff. That'd be the hub for the whole thing. And the Twitter, I don't know what necessarily would be happening with the Twitter, because it's just me kind of retweeting stuff that I find interesting and stuff. But you know, we'll see what happens with that as well. Yeah, and then there was that one thing I did for a while. I made that second channel, Klman 2, which no longer exists because I decided I don't really want to run two channels that way. But Coleman 2 had the thing with the movie reviews, the tube review, which is something I'd be quite interested in bringing back. I guess for me, it's just thinking about where would I start. Do I keep reviewing recent releases and stuff to keep it, relevant? Or do I review older stuff that I really would like to talk about, and what I think of them and stuff, and recommend things to you? Because that's really what it's all about. Opening your eyes to films and shows that are really doing something different and are really set off your brain with inspiration, and realize the creative work that goes into these things in terms of practical effects and directing and videography style and the editing style, stuff like that. It's stuff I really want to put a lens on, as well as just talk about stuff that's coming out that's interesting to me. But I don't know, I'm thinking about waiting until Halloween, October time, because I'd love to do some sort of daily review thing in front of the camera and stuff, kind of like Cinemassacre's Monster Madness, I guess, but it's me just doing the review here. Yeah, pretty much the other thing that springs to mind is Critical's Moist Meter, which is a good example of the kind of thing. Yeah, it's just that kind of thing that I'd like to talk about, but it's not just recent releases. I like to talk about everything that's interesting to me. I suppose it's just knowing when to get in to do it. But October might be a good time, I don't know. But anyway, the tube review is something I'd like to do for Klman as well. Yo, this is Editing Klman here, with a short addendum to this state of the channel video, something that I just realised I didn't really quite mention as I'm editing this video right now, so I thought I'd throw it in. It's about the book, because obviously I did write Places to Be in the Mindscape, which is my short anthology collection of stories I've been writing over the past couple of years. I just thought I'd bring up, because talking about creative business and offering services to people, in terms of profit generation and also making things creatively. I would be interested in writing another one. I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it up because I would be on the cards. Obviously, my main focus is building up a following, building a community, and creating content that is all focused on the creative process, the application of creativity and making things, and creative media, movies, shows, games, books, what have you, and how they all came to be and stuff. And it's a thing that I would like to do myself, make that kind of thing, and books, novels, graphic novels, even all that kind of thing come into it, because also writing is the first kind of creative medium that I ever got into when I was a youth, and it kind of was the thing that set me down this path. And I do writing a lot. I don't know what would happen with that with such a thing. It would be definitely be a sideline thing that I'd be promoting and stuff from my social medias and all that. But I don't know when I would do another one, because it's been a very long time since I've actually sat down and did any kind of creative writing at all. Obviously, there are a lot of short stories, kind of like concepts for books and like short stories and graphic novels. I have a whole thing for that. I've got a lot of concepts sitting, ready to be used, and I already have a lot of stories. And I already have a lot of stories that are like slow cooking, as I call them. They've been slow cooking, half done for quite some time, but I've not sat down and looked at them for a very long time because I've been just focusing on other stuff like working on the channel, writing scripts, doing the streaming, building up the following, and also, you know, working with Studio FE and all that kind of stuff. There's other kind of pursuits that I've been focusing on, like kind of making the writing go on the wayside. But basically, what I'm saying is, I would be interested in doing another one. There was one I was working on for a while, but the thing that set me back was I had an issue with a hard drive a while ago, and I wiped a lot of what I was working on, all the new stuff that I got really into, and it really kind of popped my little bubble, and it made me not want to do it. But you know, one day I'll face it again. Maybe I'll work on that particular story again. I don't know, but basically, I'd be interested in writing, publishing again. I don't know when. I don't know what it would be, but it's on the cards. It's a pursuit that I'd be interested in doing. Like I said, there's a lot of stories sitting there. There's a lot of stories sitting there, conceptualized, ready to go. There's some stories that have been written that are yet to be finished, that could get finished at some point. And the big thing I would actually like to mention is I have a smorgasbord. I have an entire universe for a graphic novel concept that I am fervent to do. It's been a thing that I've been working on. It's probably my big, honestly, low-key, one of the biggest bodies of work that I've ever conceived. It amasses like probably like 13 years plus of work, of characters and story arcs and worldly elements, set pieces, relationships, you know, alternating universes, all the kind of thing that you'd expect from a graphic novel world like that. And I'd be very keenly interested in the pursuit of some sort of illustrator or someone who could help get it off the ground in terms of like helping me visualize how characters would look, because I have everything pretty much about their personalities and what they are and what they stand for, what their moral compass is, their power, all that kind of thing, you know. But I picture some of them, but not all of them, and obviously I'm not an artist in any sense of the word. And digital art is most certainly something I am not capable of doing at this current point in time. So if that was something I'd be interested in someone very seriously, feel free to hit me up on like Twitter in the DMs or something like that, because I'm very keenly interested on working on that kind of thing. Those are the kind of avenues I'm interested in going down in terms of creative writing and all that kind of stuff. That's just a little addendum. And anyway, I feel like that's the end of the video, so I'm going to let pre-edit Coleman, video Coleman, sign us out. Thank you. And I think that's probably it. It was just a little short state of the channel and what I'm planning and stuff, because, you know, if anyone who comes onto the channel doesn't know, they're probably like, what the hell is going on with this guy, and what's his deal? What's he planning? I don't know what's in his fucking thick dumbass skull of his. Well, now you know. Now you know. So that's kind of like the direction I'm going in. Twitch channel, I'm going to keep that up. Behind the Process is getting kept up. Basically just a more bigger focus on series like that, the creative process, creative as a concept, creative media, and talking about it and stuff, and inspires me and all that kind of thing. And then the big project, which is happening, that you'll find out a bit more soon. And then where those other series I've been working on over the years when I wasn't quite sure what direction the channel should be in and what's going to happen with them. So I'm going to try and keep it short. I don't know how short it is. I guess we'll find out when I've edited it and all that kind of stuff. But yes, look forward to all that kind of stuff. I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. I need to make a channel intro as well at some point. That's an idea. But I don't know what I would do. Interesting. Anyway, we'll wait and see what happens. Look forward to it all. Hope you're enjoying the streams and all that. Keep up to date with the streams, you know, because that's where you'll see me the most. Talking about stuff. Look forward to more Behind the Process now, because that's definitely going to be kept up. And stuff is getting worked on. I've got a lot of plans. And I'm keeping the cards close to my chest, because I don't usually do that enough. And it's very important that you do, I find. So wait and see, fellas. Stay tuned. Thank you all for being here. being interested in all that kind of stuff and what I have to provide. Obviously, as you already know, I'm in the new office space and all that, because all that means I'm just gonna be working and working and working in my spare time to do the stuff I love the most. And that's all she wrote, really. Goodbye.